What's going on, Puckheads? We welcome you back in to yet another episode of the Penguins Blow It. I don't know what to say, Nick. Jari is not only did he give up the game-winning goal, the guy's getting outplayed clearly by Ilya Sorokin to the point that it's unbearable. I mean, Jari's not going to close out games. I remember looking up, it was like 13:58 left in the third. I'm just waiting on him to give up that goal. I mean, what?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough right now.
And I got to go on. You got to give me a minute here.
Yeah.
Christopher Letang, I will pack your fucking bags and I will drive you out of the city tomorrow. You fucking absolute pylon of a player. Both goals can be attributed to your ass. You're over pinching, and I don't know what you didn't learn from the first time the Islanders beat us under Trotz. You literally, the series clinching goal was on your ass over pinching. You decide you're going to pinch, and you leave Gensel out to dry, one-on-one, playing defensive hockey. And then what do on the second goal? Dumo is first behind the net to the puck. And what are you doing? Are you a winger, Christopher Letang? Why are you along the boards, leaving everything in front of Jari wide open? Not only, and then you go back to last game, you take the momentum-winning penalty that leads to them scoring against us. You know what, Christopher Letang? You're a fucking joke, and I hope you're the first one that Burke and company oust out of this, because I'm sick and tired of it. I don't give a shit if you can skate. What good are your legs if you can't produce with them? All right? I'm sorry, man. This guy's an absolute joke, bro. I was watching a playoff. What's funny is we were up 2-1, second intermission. Right. I don't know why. I decided to look up Kunitz's goal against the Ottawa Senators, Game 7. And then I just started looking, and I remember that. And I saw the Letang goal against – oh, wow. I saw the Letang goal against Washington so many years ago. And when is that Letang going to show up? When are we going to get that Letang who can clinch a game and win a game for us? And Rick says the Islanders are tenacious. They just have our number. Bro, that's inexcusable, man. Yeah. It's inexcusable. You had this game at 2-1. It was over. And you get a bonehead play. And this is the thing I hate about this guy. Chris Letang makes mistakes. I said this to you before we went live. He makes mistakes where in junior hockey, your ass would get benched for making those mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of this guy, man. Yeah. Like, literally, I'm sick and tired of this guy, bro. You know, like, you were right a little bit. The first couple games, okay, we got a decent Chris Letang. But now he's just reverted back to the jabroni that cost the series, man. Everyone seems to forget that the first time the Barry Trotz Islanders beat us in a series when they swept us, it was him who overpinched and cost the game-winning goal. I'm tired of this guy, bro. Blow it up. Like, blow it up, man. You know what? You know what? At least about, we harp on Malkin a little bit here, right? But you know what? He said we got to play discipline and we're not going to make the mistakes. And he basically, you know what? On that first goal, at least he put his money where his mouth is. What is the point of Christopher Letang right now? Yes, he's got legs, but what else does he do? He's not defensively responsible. He doesn't score goals. We talk about how Connor McDavid is a regular season point getter. That's exactly what Letang is. Regular season, he eats off playing on the power play. Buddy, Nick, you could have 50, 60 points in the season manning that power play with these guys during the regular season. What he does isn't impressive. What does he hit the net on? 15, 20% of his shots? He doesn't even get pucks to the net, man. I just do not understand what the point of continuing on with this guy is. If we think of this, you know what? And you're right. Yeah, and I know you'll get into it. The bad change by the Sidney Crosby line. 110%, you're not wrong. But guess what, Nick? If we would have had a defensively sound and defensively responsible defenseman on there with Dumoulin, where do you think he would have been, Nick? In front of the net, clearing it out.
For sure.
Like this inexcusable stuff. And I don't want to hear Sullivan, we got to get back to our game. The problem is this is Letang's game. I'm tired of this guy, bro.
Yeah. I hear you, man. It's I agree with you. The last 2 games, definitely Tanger's been back to his old ways. I would just have to say this is that,
giveaways, Nick.
Yeah, the giveaways.
The guy's trying to make outlet passes up the middle in front of the net, and he's giving the puck away. And we all think Pierre Maguire is the biggest idiot in the world. I mean, he got Penguins Hulk Hogan kicked out of the arena. Remember, we all hate Pierre Maguire, but even Pierre Maguire is out here saying you can't do that in the playoffs. What Letang's doing?
Let me just I know that there's frustration here tonight, and I think we're all sick and tired of the pinches or whatnot. But it comes down to not only Chris Letang, but it comes down to the guy that's running the bench too as well. You look at 3 games here where you go back to game 1, we were winning 2-1 going into the third. Okay, you go into game 3 when we won 5-4. We were going into the third up 3-1. Okay, and then you go into tonight, you're going into the third up 2-1. So obviously, there's not adjustments being made to protect the lead. It's one of those things where, as a team, protecting the lead, I heard a crazy stat there. I think it was after game 1 or game 2 that, Pittsburgh was something like 25-1-2 going into the third period in the regular season with a lead. And now they've been totally opposite of what they were in the regular season. And this is just basically the same movie we've seen the last few years from this hockey team. It's the same result over and over and over again. And I get it, Nick, that you're saying you change the lineup, but that ain't going to happen. And, the one thing that I would say, it needs to be more physical, but that ain't going to happen either. See, this is the thing.
To be that.
Yeah, this is the thing, guys. We're all agreeing with what you guys are saying here, but number one is we don't have the team to do that. Okay, we really don't. This team is not built for the playoffs. It's built for regular season. The funny thing about it is, Jordan and I talked about this so many times, offline before the playoffs, and looking at number 1 spot, looking at number 2 spot. Who do you want to play in the first round? And,
Gio nailed it with that one, buddy.
Yeah. So
it's embarrassing. This is a team that was 27th in the league and scoring goals.
I get it.
And they're out here potting them. And you know what the worst part about it, Nick, is?
Right.
You know it's coming. That's the worst part about it. Like, dude, even when we were going into second overtime, I knew we were losing the game.
Well, listen, I knew we were losing the game when they tied it 2-2, to be honest with you. So, there's definitely things, guys, that, all Penguin fans are out there. We're all frustrated tonight. My boys, one of them's crying in his room. He's upset. But it is what it is. This is a team that, the coaching hasn't been great. Again, it is – it is what it is at the end of the day. There's so many, there's a trickle down effect and layers to this team, why they play this way. Let's sort of dissect this team in this series. So number 1 is, where is Sidney Crosby? Where's Sid? Where is Jake Getzel?
Bro, it's embarrassing.
Hold on.
Josh Bailey scores.
Hold on.
And where's Sidney?
Okay, where's Sidney Crosby? Where's Jake Getzel? Where's Jared McCann? Where's Jason Zucker? Where is Kapanen? Guys, they're not scoring goals. So again, we talked about this. If the top 6 is not producing, you're not winning. That being said, you got Gino that scored today, which was a nice goal. Okay. And then Rusty got that.
He had a little flare in his step.
He did. Right. Yeah. And then you had Rusty again, a long shot, beats Sorokin. But you have to put the blame on the other guys now. This is 3 years. This is 3 years of, unfortunately, Sid. The stats are out there. We talked about this on Sunday. The stats are out there for Rusty. Rusty's got what, 2 goals, 3 goals in the series. I think he's got 3 now. Sid's only got the 1. Jake has 0. Letang, brutal pinch, but you talk about that being a junior pinch. But how about the way Jake Getzel defended? The Islander forward pushed him around like a rag doll to go by him. It was sort of a joke, right? So, in
all fairness, I've actually never seen Gensel in that position before.
Right.
So I don't have anything to judge it off of.
No, I get that. But I think the series of event that led to that goal, and
he should have taken the body. He should have.
Listen, you know what? You even take a penalty. I don't care. Right? At the end of the day, you take the penalty. You take your chances on a 2-minute power play. See if you can kill it. He just walked right by him. He lunged at him. This is not. If you're to tell me this was going to happen, we've said 6, we've said 7. Hey, like you said, Jordan, do we want this to do we want this over with? I'm thinking maybe. I think this series is over. I think it's pack it in. When the tough gets going, unfortunately, this group doesn't get going anymore. I think Penguin fans, I think the core is finished. The era of Gino, Letang, and Sid, it's over. It's sad that it's going to end like this because, again, they look so strong at some points of the regular season, but man, it's just they've been shut down, and it's proving again that this team is not built to play playoff hockey. And this is JR's team, Jordan. It's JR's team. It's not Hexy's. It's not Berkey's team, right? It's time to regroup, and we're seeing this again. Jordan, we talked about it. Jari's not your guy. That's it.
People are going to think I'm a cold mofo.
Yeah.
But did I not say when that hole in the heart stuff happened and when the rumors were there at the draft to trade this guy when his value was somewhat high?
I think they waited too long to trade both, to be honest with you. I think both guys. You're right.
But and then what was I even, personally between us, privately.
Yeah.
I kept reinforcing that after we had that Stanley Cup run where Letang was out and Jordan Schultz was manning our power play. That proved to me you did not need Letang to win.
Yeah, the Stanley Cup run in 2017, he didn't play. That was the year that, you
should have moved him.
Should have moved him. Right.
I just don't get it, man. Like I you know what, man? Unless you're gonna get me a Gonchar, a smart player who's defensively responsible but also has a howitzer, man, give me 6 stalwarts defensively on the back end. I don't need this pretty pinching stuff with the long hair and the the Abaton accent.
Jordan, I get it.
Every time
I get it. But remember one thing. Everybody's
good month this year. Bro.
Listen, but everybody's heated right now. You gotta peel back that onion and understand that Sully's system. Hear me out, Penguins fans. The defensemen have the green light. They want their D to activate. That's it. Matheson, Marino, Pedersen, since day one.
Yeah, but did you see Matheson today when he pinched a few times?
Right.
Smart. Got to the half boards, saw it wasn't anything, and he got back.
Yeah.
Letang sits there, bro.
Oh, I know he does. Yeah.
And what I hate about Letang pinching, Name the last time we got a positive result. Literally in the playoffs. Name the last time we got a positive result from him pinching. It never happens. That's what, you know what? I would take the bad if you were giving me some good.
Sure, yeah.
But all I get is bad every time this guy pinches, bro. And you're 110% right. Again, it goes back up to Sullivan. Listen,
it does.
I'm built different, bro.
Yeah.
After that pinch I would have benched his ass for a few shifts. Plain and simple, bro.
Yeah.
Second goal goes in with him and Dumo. He would have got benched again. But there's no balls, bro. This country club mentality of, oh, you're my buddy. You're my buddy. We're all buddies. We're all buddies. Listen, I'm happy for you. You got friendships. That's fine and dandy. But we're in the business of winning. This is a team that's expected to bring home Stanley Cups, not friendships and teddy bears and rainbows and roses, bro. This is about championships.
Yeah.
And these little friendships and relationships are getting in the way of us having championships. And Lemieux sitting up there drinking his red wine today, I hope it kicked in that I got to get rid of this. I got to get rid of some of these guys.
For sure. I totally agree. But, you know, it comes down to
like we talk about this in every different sport. What do teams do once the playoffs start? They take away your strengths and they try to make you beat them with your weaknesses, correct? Right? Well, that whole high point, pass it to the top, how many of them are getting blocked? Every attempt,
every shot.
It either misses a net or it's getting blocked. All right? I think he had one shot on that made it through and Sorokin just knocked away with his blocker. Okay? You gotta do, and this goes back to Sullivan too. You gotta adjust, man. When stuff isn't, we talked about this, bro. Doing the same thing over and over again, and expecting a different result is literally the definition of insanity. What are we doing right now? It's unbelievable, bro. How they think. And Nicholas says that the Penguins win Game 6, which I honestly believe there's zero chance it happens. Do you think they win Game 7? Well, the only positive you would have is that we're in our own barn, but the Islanders have thrown that right out the window because the Islanders have taken 2 of 3 in our own barn.
Yeah.
And look at how good we were of a home team in the regular season. Again, proof that the regular season don't mean Jack Bo Diddley once the playoff begins.
Yeah.
And Nicholas says the sad part about if Jari plays decent in Game 1, we win this series. Brother, I can't get over the fact that Ilya Sorokin is out here looking like Patrick Waugh and Tristan Jarry is out here looking like Rod Tugnut. I can't get over it, bro. Well, then again, at least Ron Tugnut won a series or 2 for us. So my apologies, Ron. I don't want to put Tristan Jarry in that.
Yeah. To me, again, it's, it's, again, you have a coach that is not making adjustments. If we would have done the pregame show, my thing would have been, you know what, you throw the top 6 in a bag and you mix it up and you see what you come out with and you try something different because, in this series, the Jake, Sid and Rusty line, they just haven't been able to produce much. So try something else, try something different, see if that works. But,
there's one for you, Nick.
Yeah. Why is Sully so scared of in-game adjustments? He's such a scared coach. It's absolutely embarrassing. You have so much talent, especially up front, and he's dwindling his thumbs with the same bullshit. Like I just said, Nick, that's my biggest frustration with this team. But you know what?
You're damn right I am. And Nick knows because before we started this podcast, we would talk after every playoff game going back to the beginning of the Sidney Crosby era. And he knows how much I hate Letang. And he knows how mad I get at the fact that this guy wasn't traded after that second cup run because we didn't need him. And now he's we're back to him costing a series. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Well, he's not the only one, but he's one of the main proponents.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Him and Sullivan both need to be on the same Uber out of town. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think, listen, what you're seeing here with the Penguins is you're seeing Letang's mistakes again show up, and you're also seeing that the the big guys are not performing and not producing. You're also seeing Sully's stubbornness of not changing his philosophy, changing his systems, his in-game systems, trying to maybe rotate through that top 6 different combinations. We're seeing that Jari is not a number one guy. He's not. He really isn't, because I got to tell you, and you're right, Jordan, is that
damn right I am, Nicholas.
you're what you're saying about Jari, Jordan, is that and this is even for me, is that when somebody has a high quality opportunity, you sort of close your eyes because you're like, is he going to save it or not? And you know what? Believe me, not only as fans.
That glove save when Eberle got that break,
and
he stayed. Bro, I had my eyes closed.
Yeah.
All the time, bro. I had my eyes. I looked away and had my eyes closed, bro.
Right, but honestly, my frustration as much as yours with Letang, but I'm very frustrated with, just like I said, the guys I named before, that they're just not showing up. Like, you got to, like, come on, like Jared McCann, 0 goals, Jake, like you can't win. And you know what? We talked about this the other day. Jake Getzel, those first 2 years, he was absolutely a rock star, but the last 4 years, he's absolutely done nothing in the playoffs.
Remember when he scored that overtime winner against Columbus in that hat trick?
Oh, yeah. In
the first round.
The guy had 23 goals his first 2 years in the playoffs. Now he has 2 in the last 4 years. This is again, you're not going to win. You need guys to step up and perform and play at a higher level in the playoffs. Even a guy like Sid, love the guy, but you know what? Really, has he been Sidney Crosby in the series? No, because you know why? Trotzy shuts him down. It's so hard for me to believe that the Cizikas line with Matt Martin, okay, and Clutterbuck are all playing Sid's line. They're getting more chances. It's sickening. It is sickening. And plus, the fact that these guys are showing, more heart than the Penguins right now is also disappointing as well.
Bro, I thought we turned a corner with that Game 3 win, where they kept tying us, but we kept going. And I was like, okay, 2 years ago, this team would have, even last year, this team would have shut it down at 3-3.
Yeah.
We fought through it. I was like, okay, maybe we got something different here. Nope. How quickly they made me eat my words.
I think Jordan, where you were right on something. You said that Letang played awful on the Sunday, right? And now you're starting to see. I honestly believe, Penguin fans, that your Pittsburgh Penguins have packed it in after tonight. I think this Islander team plays too heavy. They can't overcome this. This team cannot overcome adversity against a heavy team. They can't. They can't. So that's it. I think it's
look at the heart the Florida Panthers is showing right now.
Right, exactly. But not only that, protecting a lead, Jordan. Protecting a lead.
Buddy, I'm ready to go with Manny Legacy. What do we got to lose? What do we have to lose right now? The guy pitched a donut his last game out. What do we have to lose, bro?
It's
Story's out here thinking he's handling the puck like Marc-Andre Fleury. I don't know what's going on. Like, bro, up the middle, bro?
Yeah.
Up again. Do I got to give him the same lashing I gave Letang? Shit you learned before junior hockey, bro, that you do not do, and he does it. And, I had to sit around for a overtime period in 51 seconds to see the game end like that. And where did they beat him?
Crazy.
And where did they beat him? Glove. What did Murray leave town and said, here, kid, here's my glove. Let it rip.
Yeah. A few years back, I think I've come to realize, as a Penguins fan, especially what happened in the bubble, what happened to the Islanders in 2019, this is not something that I didn't expect against the Islanders team. I thought they'd come out hard and heavy. You picked the Penguins in 6. I picked them in 7. So we, if we
But
thought
if we had good goaltending, we would have won this series in 6, bro.
you know what?
That's what's crazy.
I'm still, even with goaltending, it's the system, Jordan. It's the system. You need to know when to pull back. You need to say, okay, boys, you know what? We got 20 minutes to play here. We're going to break the period down. Okay. We're going to break this period down. I do not want any active D. Okay. Everybody staying back. Okay. With the forwards, right? Maybe you're going to a 1-2-2. One guy's going to activate. 2 guys are going to stay high. You shut it down. But they don't do that, Jordan. They don't do that. Okay. They keep on pushing and pushing and pushing. These are activating. So, it is what it is.
Shout out to Andy Green. I don't know. I truly hope that if these guys go out on Wednesday, we blow it up.
That's the only thing you can be. That's the only thing I'm hoping for. I'll tell you that much. Right?
There's no excuse for Sullivan anymore.
No,
none.
Listen, if the Penguin fans out there, if Sully returns to this team next year, this is what you're going to get. It's going to be the same shit. So, yes, it's going to be bad. We're going to be probably the laughing stock again in the first round of the playoffs. Okay, getting knocked out, right? Yeah, Crosby has to show up. No more excuses. But I think the bags are packed, boys.
I know you said before we went live that you think the second period was kind of smoke and mirrors in terms of shot production.
Yeah,
but there's no denying they were all over them.
Yeah, but see, okay, so
but why are we coming out in the first 10, 11 minutes and just sitting back and letting them dictate the play in the third? Keep on them.
Okay, so here's the thing. You can have, in the second period, you can have as much zone time as you want, and you can work that cycle, and you can play the perimeter. But at the end of the day, what you need to do with the Islanders is you need to do that, but you need to stretch the lead. And they didn't do that. Like, you need, again, we've talked about this with this team. If you leave them around with that 1-goal lead, that's what they want. They play for that. They love that. They're in the game. If you get at least, they blew a 3-1 lead in Long Island. The Penguins did in game 3. But if you get 3, Jordan, you put the dagger in them a little bit. That's 3 goals they have to score in 20 minutes. Not that the Penguins can't blow that lead, but they've never stretched it except for in game 3, which they gave up the lead. But why can't we have a goalie that just locks it down once we get that 2-1 lead? But how about a team? Jordan? How about a team?
I get that. But here's the thing: Sorokin's stolen games in this series. Jari has yet to steal a game.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you about tonight.
Guys, 3-0 against them.
How many quality opportunities where you left your seat that we had tonight? How many?
Probably about like 4 or 5.
Right. So, So even though you're saying Sorokin,
but we minimize their opportunities.
Right. But you look at their squad. You look at the Penguin squad. Are you kidding me? We're only getting 4 or 5 really good opportunities. It's I don't know. It's to me, it's a system. It's system issue. To me, it's guys fighting through. And this is something that's just the same movie over and over again. This was the worst matchup the Penguins could have got. Unfortunately, it's the worst. They were probably better off playing Boston and Washington. One of the two. I think they'd get more opportunities against Boston, right? So,
By the way, Chris Letang had the most giveaways of any player on both teams tonight.
Well, figured for sure. He did look like Christopher Letang. That third period, he looked a mess. And also, too, he was losing track on guys in the defensive zone. He was running around because he knows they know, Jordan. These players know that this probably is it. This probably is it, right? So, and how many times do we miss the net too? That's even forwards miss. Like, we're going up top here because supposedly we all saw Sorokin has fast legs down low. He's hard to beat. So I guess what they're trying to do is they're trying to go bar down. But what happens if you saw that shot by Kapanen, I think it was in overtime. He took a wicked shot, but he rimmed it. He actually broke out for the Islanders because he didn't hit it on net, right? So it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's like I said, 2-3 years ago, I'd be losing my shit right now, but it's something that I expected. And you know what? It's almost like, as a Penguins fan, you're starting to see, who performs in the playoffs and who's not performing. And now we know that Jari, and it's too bad that the Smith got hurt, because at least maybe Sully would have went with the Smith one of the games here in the first 5 games. There might have been a switch, right? But I doubt that he'll go with Legacy.
Let's go. What do we got to lose right now?
I don't know. It's disheartening because, man,
you win the division.
Okay.
For this.
So let's talk about, before we go here, let's talk about April. What did I say on our podcast in April here? Okay. March was a fantastic. Yeah, really. Exactly. About let's keep Carter. I like him more than half their core. Yeah. Let's get to Carter in 1 second here. But I said to Jordan, I said to everybody that was watching, who's watched, April, I believe we were 10-3-1, something like that. But we blew a lot of leads. Okay. We lost to Buffalo. Right. Okay. We gave up a lot of goals in the month of April, 5, 6, 7 in some of those games. We were not playing disciplined hockey. If you go back to March, we were playing disciplined hockey. I think our goals against was under 2. Both goalies were playing well. We were protecting leads. And really, when you take a look at, and this is one of the things, again, I look at the Penguins, and I look at month by month, especially since we started this podcast back at the end of Feb. And we were even contemplating if they were going to get into the playoffs, Jordan, right? We were saying that, okay? If you look at February, so you look at February, the season started in January, Feb, around there, right? So you look at Feb, you look at March, you look at April, now we're in May here. Realistically, Jordan, the Penguins played 1 month of good hockey. The Penguins played 1 month of good hockey to get them to first place in the East Division. And this is why, is this team smoke and mirrors? And also, too, when you look at our roster, lines through 1 to 3, you have on all 3 lines very similar type players. Fast, not heavy, like to be pretty. Okay. And even when you see what happens when players come on the Penguins that are 4th liners, they start to become dipsy doodle. They start looking, they'll drop passes. I don't know what it is, but my question would be this. So is it because Sid, Gino, the core, they don't want to see a different style game to play? Right? Is it them? So is Sully catering to them?
I don't know about Sid, but it seems like he's catering to Malkin and Letang a little bit.
Well, listen, you know what? I think Cindy gets a free pass on a lot of things. I think he does, right? I'm not going to take away everything he's done, back-to-back Conn Smythe and all of those things, 3 cups, but, people have to start questioning him. 3 goals in the last, 14 playoff games. That's just not good enough. Sorry. I've been calling out McDavid and the Oilers. I don't know what the score is now. I saw it was 2-1 the Jets at one point.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I'll check it now. Yeah.
And look at Tavares goes down. They look stunned in Toronto, but what happened since then? Their top guys are producing, right?
And the funny thing about it too is that if you look at the Montreal Canadiens, you look at the New York
3-2 Edmonton.
Yeah, I see that. If you look at the Canadiens and Islanders, they're very similar teams. They're both garbage, right? And again, that being said, the Canadiens have Carey Price and the Islanders have Sorokin, so it's unbelievable. Yeah. So if you're looking at, daylight tomorrow is that if this thing ends on Wednesday night, Penguin fans, cross your fingers that there will be change. Because if there's no change, this is what you're going to get, right?
How quickly do you think that change would come down?
I'm saying probably, just before, they have their exit interviews, right? You'll see that. It's so frustrating because you know what? Even though I picked Boston to come out of the East Division, okay, I do think that once, like I said this all along, I think once Pittsburgh would have got out of a first round, then they might be dangerous. But man, very disappointing, right? Like you said, Bluegrass try to get fancy, and it's so annoying. That's the problem. That's a big problem with this hockey club, right? They're fourth liners. They got to just play fourth line type of hockey. They can't play, Dipsy Doodle and whatnot. But again, we go back to the forwards here. They're just not producing enough. They're not producing. It's again, we got 1 goal on Sunday. We scored 2 goals today. We scored the 2 and what is it? 2 and 1. So I don't know how many goals we have in this series. I'm a little bit off right now because I'm pissed. But we just had 1 outburst in game 3 where we scored the 5, but it's just not good. Not good. Yeah. So you're asking what is change? Is that what you're asking, Nick?
Yeah, I said, what has changed for this team in the offseason?
Well, again, if you're looking at what has changed, I'd clear the whole. I'd get rid of the whole bench. I think you gotta just clean house. For me, I'd bring in a guy like Rick Tocchet or Gerard Gallant. Me, I'm more thinking Tocchet's a better fit here. You have to look at trading Letang and Gino or one of them. I'm not sure what you're going to get. I think you need to bring in a couple more heavy wingers. Okay. A guy like Brandon Saad, somebody like that. I think you need to, get rid of Zucker. Zucker's got to go away and maybe he's unprotected. He goes to Seattle. I think you need to get some more dirty guys on the blue line.
You need to get rid of Letang because of the money too, not
right,
just because of his play.
Yeah. And you also need to get some gritty guys on the point. And you also have to look for a guy that can shoot the puck on the power play on the point too. So
Rick said there's no terrible team in the playoffs. That's the kind of thinking that led to this.
Exactly. Right. You can't take anybody like those 4 teams that made each division. They're there for a reason. Right. But you look at the good teams.
But in all fairness, again, the Islanders were 27th in the league in scoring, and they're out here looking like they're top 5 in the league against us. Okay,
it's coaching. That's all it is. It's coaching. They just wait. They wait.
Gio says Pittsburgh sports all going to be rebuilding. I guess how we've fallen.
Yep. So.
Nicholas Carter has 1 more year, but tell him your theory, Nick, about Jeff Carter.
So I would love to see Carter stay in Pittsburgh for his final year, but I just have this feeling that this trade was sort of come play for us in the playoffs. He's been in LA for years. His wife and his family, they still got their house there.
He got his cups there.
They got his cups there. I think this might be after the playoffs a trade back to LA and maybe we get like a late round pick. That's what I think that's going to happen here. Because I think he wanted to come here. He said he was all in, and he was all in for a playoff run, right? So I don't think he's going to be here for the year. I think you'll see him gone, but that's just my opinion. I'd love to have him, but no, I don't see him here next year.
Sullivan,
yeah.
Letang and Russ, their media is out. Do you want to look at any of those?
Not really. I don't really want to give defense wins championships. You're right. I don't really want to hear what Sully has to say. I saw the tweets coming out on Pittsburgh Penguins here. It's all bullshit at the end of the day, right? It's his talk now is just done with me. I have no time for it. It's the same bullshit.
I just don't understand how it's It's got to be going in one ear out the other for the players, the two. Like it has to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna watch them after we're done here.
Yeah.
I wanna see if Letang gets asked some hard questions here. Because specifically on the first and second goals. But yeah, what can you say, brother? And Mark Scheifele just tied it up for the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah. It's gonna, the biggest heartbreaker
Could
of
be
all
worse.
this.
It could be the Capitals too.
Yeah, but you know what? I'd rather be the Capitals. I'd rather be the Capitals than this bullshit, honestly, because we're going to be the laughing stock. We'll probably be the only number one seed, right? To get bounced first round. Yep. Yep. So, and it's funny because I said this to you.
This guy should have been gone after the Montreal debacle, bro.
Right. And I said to you this about this Islanders series. I said, before it started, I just feel like this is not a good matchup. It's just not good. So, and Trotzy will win the series over Sully again, and he'll get out coached, right? So
3-0, and if he wins the series, that'll be 3-0 in his last 3 series against Mike Sullivan, brother. And you know me.
Mm-hmm.
I said he should have been gone. I mean, privately, between me and you, I said he should have been gone after the Islanders swept us in 2019.
Agreed.
Right?
Yes.
100%. Because what did I say to you? I said Barry Trotz has shown with 2 different rosters, one that was elite at the time because they won the Stanley Cup, and one that was nowhere near elite, 2 opposite ends of the spectrum, that he's got Sullivan figured out, that he knows how to beat him. He's laid the blueprint. Sully should have been gone after being swept.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Seth, you can find the post-game media on PittsburghPenguins.com. Just go under videos, and Rust, Sullivan, and Letang's interviews are up already right now. We've gone over them every other game, but it's just a matter of really the only one I'm interested in seeing is Letang, because I already know what Sullivan's going to say. Oh, we got to stick to our game. We got to find our game. We got to get back to our game. All the same
nonsense,
generic bullshit that
Yeah.
doesn't move the needle, bro.
Yeah.
And I hope he's feeling that pressure, man. You know what's crazy too? That Russ goal, correct me if I'm wrong, weren't Malkin and Sydney out there at the same time on that goal?
Which one? Sorry?
On the Russ goal.
Yeah.
And Russ came in off a line change, right?
Right. And I actually tweeted DK, or I think it was Josh. I said, look at that, 87 and 71 for one time, and they score. I said, Sully, wake up. And I got a bunch of likes from that. And why not try it? Just try it for a little bit. He just doesn't want to try it. He just sticks to the same shit. So it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Disappointing, but hey,
it comes down to one of those things too, where when you expect a negative result and your expectations is met, you're even more disappointed because you're like, why do I have to be right? You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I knew that second goal was coming.
Yeah, me too.
And I knew in overtime we were losing this game.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this: we talked about how Trotz is in their head. Is Sorokin getting in their head a little bit here?
Could be. I just think the Islanders are in their head, Jordan. I think the Islanders are in their head. I think, listen, it all stems from the leadership and the superstars you have on your team. If they start to, get that seed of doubt, it's a trickle effect, right?
Starting to think PPG stands for Pittsburgh painful games, bro.
Yeah,
because it's just nothing but pain, Brian.
Yeah, it's been definitely heartbreaking the last 3 years.
Because we know the window's getting wasted. And again, I go back to my original rant. The window's getting wasted because they all want to be buddies, and they're afraid of breaking it up, and they're afraid of saying, you know what, we can do better than you, whether it be replacing Letang, whether it be replacing Sullivan. We gotta be buddies. We gotta be this big circle jerk, bro. And you know what? I've said this to you before. I said it earlier. The Pittsburgh Penguins are in the business of winning championships. That's what's expected of this team, especially during the Crosby era, not in the business of friendship, sunshine, rainbows, and teddy bears, bro. And it's sickening. We talked about this. This is why Bilesma eventually got his ass tuned out, and then shipped out because of this clubhouse mentality. And it's the same damn thing with Sullivan. And you know what? In sports, what have I said to you about sports? You know how you keep winning? When you realize it's time to move off of people, whether it be coaches or players, when you move off them earlier than expected, then longer, that's when you can sustain winning. But when you wait too long, windows start to close. And now this guy, Sidney's about to turn 34 in August.
Nick says the window's over. The window's over for this core. The window's not over for Sid. So again, like I've been saying since Hexie and Berkey came up, and Jordan, you're absolutely right. You got to know when to move on, right? The main thing here is that, like I said, when Hexie and Berkey came, soft rebuild. This doesn't have to be a whole makeover, but you have to look at your weak spots. And of course, that's starting from the goal up. And, you got to look at your goaltending, you got to look at your D, and you got to look at the top six, and you got to make a change there. So, it's time to move on. And
if we lose, bro, Malkin and Letang need to be moved. Both of them, not only for what they've produced, but also we need that cap for the soft.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You need money to do the soft rebuild. So one or both are going to go. Right?
Like, honestly, the only recent JR addition I'm keeping right now is that boy Brandon Tanev. That's it. That's all. That's all. That's the only one I'm keeping, really. Kapanen?
Yeah, I think I made a comment the other game on Sunday to someone after the game. I said I wouldn't be surprised if you see Kapanen go too, because again, they have just too many of the same type of players, right? So, for the record, Isles fan here, we had no business winning. Goaltending was 100% the fact. Listen, you know what? I just think it's you're an Isles fan. I think it's a well-coached team. That's you guys. You guys pounce on.
Aaron Trotz is a better coach than Mike Sullivan.
100%. Better structured.
You've been saying that since y'all swept us in 2019.
Yeah, right. We appreciate you watching too, but it's listen. The Isles are a well-coached team. Same with the Boston Bruins. As funny as this sounds, we talked about it in our predictions. I predicted Boston in 5. You're like, whoa, because Cassidy, man. Cassidy's a good coach. It stems like Laviolette. He got out-coached, right? And you talk about a core that's done. They're done too. So it's going to be who's going to be the guys next year. And
who goes to the K first, Ovechkin or Gino?
I would say Gino. I think Ovechkin's going to try to make the run at that record. We'll see.
Do you think he's going to leave after this season?
If he wants a cup, he'll probably leave, right? If he wants a cup, if he wants another cup.
Come to Pittsburgh, Ovi. You can pair you up with Sid.
Somebody said that to me last night.
Hey, we saw what Sid. We only had not even a quarter of a season, but we saw what Hossa did.
Yeah.
And that was the thing tonight too, eh? Mm-hmm. How disgusting was it to see all the names on that list when they're talking about overtime goals? Everyone had one.
Yeah.
We had no one with multiple. The last guy I think with multiple on this team was in overtime in playoffs was Chris Kunitz. He had 2 or 3, right?
Right. Yeah.
And that was another thing I was saying to myself: who's going to score this? Like, let's be honest, unless the big JFC comes through, Jeff fucking Carter, it ain't good, bro.
Yeah, and you know what? It's also too. It's almost like it's bad luck too. If you look at that Freddie Gaudreau tip from the point, that was like going 5-hole, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
the one that hit him in the pads and he didn't
yeah,
even know it.
yeah,
We
yeah.
couldn't even get the bounce go our
Right.
way,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. So yeah,
He says in Trotz we trust, but Sorokin stole it, man. You guys absolutely dominated regulation. I think we dominated the second.
mm,
The third, we kind of went back on our heels and we're just kind of like, let's try and see if we can get through this game. And if we would have kept that play up in the second, maybe we would have got the third. Because as as Nick pointed out, a lot of them weren't high quality scoring chances, but they were doing what me and Nick have been saying: get pucks to the net, see what happens.
yeah, yeah.
And they stopped.
Yeah, but the only problem is with what happened with getting pucks to the net. If you noticed, and if you look back at some of those chances, there weren't two or three, like there weren't second chances or third chances. We got pucks to the net, but really, there weren't rebounds for
Yeah,
us
the
to
only time
get.
I remember that happening was the time where was it Gensel was in front of the net where he had the second
Second
and
shot,
the third
yes.
swipe at it.
So what? Yeah. So number one is Sorokin's. He keeps those rebounds
You
tight.
gotta elevate them, man, when you're close in too,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. He keeps them tight, and then the Islanders do a good way
Like
of keeping you out of the blue paint.
Tanev had that high quality scoring chance in front of the net, but he didn't elevate it, man.
He had
he
that
just
in overtime, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
he just kept it low on the ground on the
yeah,
ice, and
yeah. Went
Sorokin just
wide.
picked it out, right?
Yeah. Yep. So
Absolute pain, bro.
it is. It is pain if you're a Penguins fan because it just, man, it's the expectations are so high and so you're so giddy, right?
And it's gonna, you know what? What's crazy as it sounds, we're a better matchup for the Bruins. We're gonna sit back, we're gonna get knocked down, we're gonna watch the Islanders just get dominated by the Bruins.
Oh, 100%. You're the Bruins. The Bruins are laughing if the
It's gonna
Islanders
be
win. They're
Bruins. It's
laughing.
gonna be Bruins and then the Leafs,
Yeah, yeah. So
and we could beat the Leafs too. That's what pisses me off the most of it. We just got, like you said, we got the worst matchup possible, and we got a rookie who's
you're not going to
been
win
the
games.
best player on the ice every time he started.
We've had our goaltending in the last 3 years in the playoffs has been just horrendous. From Matt Murray and the Islanders to last year, Murray was brutal against the Canadians. Jari came in for that one game, and now Jari's just been absolutely trash in this series. So, and you know what?
Even in game one, we could have won game one if he
Oh
was
yeah, for
letting
sure.
in soft serve.
Are you
Gary
kidding
clean
me?
ice
Are you
cream
kidding
goals,
me?
bro.
Even the Palmieri goal in overtime was trash.
Well, trash, bro.
Right? So,
How do you not take that angle, bro? That's
yeah,
disgusting, bro.
yeah. And he lays up a pizza right in the middle of the ice tonight. I just walked away. I was like, whatever, man. This is so.
All right.
Yeah.
So we are you see that?
No, I didn't see that. Oh, Larmy gets the start. That a boy, Nick.
Bro, hey, the two biggest saves we've seen this series from the Penguins have come from Sidney Crosby. Let's throw the pads on. See what he
Hey, somewhere out there, Jeff Zakoff is waiting for the call. Bring him back. Zakoff, we need you there, bud. We need you. Oh,
hey,
good old 37.
You think the Moose still has anything left in the tank, bro?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, my God.
Maybe Frank Pietrangelo from Niagara Falls. Number 40, right?
Or what about Kenny Reggett?
Yeah, Kenny Reggett. We got a few gems. Gar Snow, bring him back for a little bit.
Oh, there you go.
Who else? Oh, the Dream Laloon.
I loved him before he traded them.
Yeah.
In all fairness, he went deep with Ottawa.
Oh yeah,
they just couldn't beat Toronto, right?
He was a good goalie. He was good, man.
Yeah, and I loved his mask, bro, too.
His
mask was amazing.
A lot of fun watching that Penguin team at that time. So
yeah, man, and you know what's the thing too? What's crazy is when I told you before we went live. I was watching the overtime goals of the Pittsburgh Penguins from oh wow, big one. From the 70s all the way through to See, I'm not spoiling anything for you. All of the 70s, wow, big scrum. I will spoil that. From the 70s all the way to 2019 or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't have a player like Martin Straka who can just take it over in overtime and end that. As much as we love Sid and Gino, they ain't Yager in crunch time. You know what I mean? Like
Sid only has one overtime goal, I think, in the playoffs, right? That was against Tampa. Yeah.
Which was a beauty.
Antti Niemi. Oh boy.
Well, no. Where's it? Hey, Vokoun, wherever you are.
Hey, he took us to the Eastern Conference Championship.
Hey, bro, that run, bro.
Yeah,
I'll take that right now. Shit.
Yeah. But you know what? Before we go, let's just talk about one other thing because I was just thinking about this. So 2009. So we went 2008 to the finals, 2009, and then you had those couple years where Bilesma just we had teams there that we should have won.
Don't bring up that Tampa series where we're up 3-1.
No, I got it. What I'm saying though is, he started losing the team. When there was high expectations, we should have won more cups with him as the coach, but he lost the team. So
and
then you went
doing a lot of the same stuff as Sullivan,
right?
Stubborn, not making adjustments,
right? Yes, and then it went 7 years after that. We can't go 7 years now because Sid's going to be too old for that. But what I'm saying is that this particular core, not that the score is hopefully not sticking around, but what I'm saying is we've seen the Penguins do this before. But now the window's shorter for Sid, but it's not over if you have Sidney Crosby on your team. He's still, he's still one of the best in the world. You just got to find the right pieces, get the right coach now in there, change the philosophy, the power play again, all that type of stuff. Like
Rick ran the power play when he was here, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And then
it was way better than what we have right now.
Exactly. Right. And then the other thing is that when you look at the Penguins and the way they're structured is that, I think with and Berkey's been saying that the team will not look the same next year. So
thank God
he's going to bring in, some heavier guys and some guys that can play. Not that this game needs to be all heavy, but you need a mixture to compete at this level. And you're seeing it. Like the Bruins don't have, Marchand's not a big guy, but they got some guys on their second or third lines that can play a heavy game. And
on the blue line.
Exactly. Right.
And Tuukka Rask was phenomenal last night.
Yeah, right. He was amazing. And
free agent. Just saying, he's a free agent, bro.
Yeah. I was also saying to you is that, and I've said this on a couple other podcasts, is that Tuukka Rask is the best goalie in the East, right? And that's what you need, right? So, and look at the same thing with the Capitals. Like we've said it from the beginning of the year, their goaltending was going to be their downfall, and it was. Like Samsonov, I don't think he's going to be the guy everybody thought he was going to be.
Yeah, but you know what I hate?
What's that?
They're going to go out and address it, bro.
But you know what I hate though too is that Ovi goes out, and then Sid has an opportunity maybe. Like this was an opportunity maybe to go on a long run again and get there. And again, he's going to get bounced out, and Ovi gets bounced out. It's
same
the same
thing happened.
Yep.
When Halak went on that run against us so many years ago, they knocked out the Capitals, and it was stars aligned for us. Right. You don't have to go through the Capitals, but here we are.
Right. And also too, back in 2019, Columbus knocked out Washington first round, and we got knocked out by the Islanders. So it's going to be like the same thing, right? Last year, similar thing, right? We got knocked out by Montreal. Things could have been differently, but it is what it is at the end of the day. It's very disappointing as a Penguin fan. It just kills me. It kills my stomach. I never thought I'd be on this tonight talking about them losing, game 5 at home. It's disheartening for sure.
With another lead heading into the third.
Another lead. Yeah.
So. And you know what's going to be real? You know what's going to be a real stinger? Is if they put up another stinker like they did in the last game in the Nassau, bro.
Yeah.
At least go down fighting if you're going to go down.
Right, 100%. Right.
At least go down fighting. And they better go down fighting because some of those mother, you know what? Better realize their asses are on the line.
Yeah, I think those guys already do. I think, and I wouldn't be surprised that some of the brain cramps that Letang had today or tonight, he knows.
Rubedo, game 6. Let's hang out. Let's go. And you know what's crazy? What was it? Was it in the second or the third when Sid went back? You'll remember Sid went back to the bench shaking his head. You saw that, right?
I don't know. I was looking at my phone. Probably I was whatever, but I was I was standing up watching overtime, so I just walked away when I saw that pizza by Jari. But like you look at even like a guy like Rodriguez, why not? Yeah, Yannick Weber. Like a guy like Rodriguez, he Malkin comes back, he doesn't even get an opportunity. Like he does have some offensive flair to him. I don't see anybody else doing anything, so why not put him in the lineup, right? Zucker's just a waste of space, man. Like what's
he, $5.5 million?
Oh my God!
Think about this: if you trade Gino, right, that's 9.5.
Yeah.
You trade Letang, that's another 7.5. So right about 17 million. And you trade Zucker, you've freed up over $25 million. That's a lot for Hextall and Burke to play with, bro.
For people that are still watching right now, and then people that watch after, take a look at the Penguins roster. Look at their forwards. Look at their D. They're all the same. They all skate. They're all offensively minded. Like
and you know what we had in those cup runs, bro?
Yeah,
we had prospects we brought up that contributed because of JR stripping the foundation of our draft capital. We don't have those guys to come up and contribute out of nowhere.
No. And plus, what you've seen too, though, Jordan, is the only reason why those guys were brought up in 2016 is because they played for Sully with Wilkes-Barre. Okay. But if you look at Sully's tenure here in Pittsburgh, he doesn't like young players at all being in the roster at all. He doesn't like young players at all. I'm telling you that now. And this is firsthand information from my cousin that was with the Pittsburgh organization. Firsthand. Okay. Does not like young players. He does not trust young players. They have to do their time. You look at the guys that have been in Pittsburgh. A guy like Daniel Sprong, he never got a chance at all. Okay? At all. So, right? That's, unfortunately, that's what it's, right? So.
We should be running through teams like the Avalanche are, bro.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And it's just so disheartening, bro. I mean, I don't.
We'll see what happens on Wednesday night. Like you said,
Jordan. I'm ready to see Pierre Oliver Joseph come up and Letang ride the bench and see what we got. Like, let's go. Like,
no, I think you're not going to see that, but I think you know what, he should have tweaked the lineup after game 4. And he
Nicholas asked, how much does Matheson for Horny hurt just now?
Yep.
Because Hornqvist has actually been contributing.
Yeah. It's JR made some interesting moves this year, so it's yeah.
All right. We will be back Wednesday night. We will be back for a pregame show. The only
hopefully it's not the last one.
Yeah, I know, eh? The only reason it didn't go down is because it's a Victoria Day out here in Canada, and I had a family gathering. So we will be back on Wednesday for the pregame show and then the postgame show. And yeah, any final thoughts, Nick?
The only thing I would say, if you're a Penguins fan and you're on social media, I want everybody to put their displeasure out somewhere or another because Sully has to go.
Yeah. Yep. Even if we win this round, Sully has to go.
Yeah.
And so does Letang too. All right. We will be back on Wednesday night, Puckheads. Until then, I hope everyone stays happy, healthy, safe, and blessed. We will see you Wednesday night for the pregame show, probably around, I would say 5:30ish, 6 o'clock, and then we'll do our post game show after the game, the conclusion of the game. Until then, have a good night, puckheads, because I know I won't.